Sorry for my delay. It was a long train ride all the way from Harlem, 2 trains, but we're here, and it's a beautiful day that God has given us to be here for this excitement announcement. My name, by the way, is Adam Powell. I'm a former state assembly member as well as a city council member. So I've been in politics for 23 years. Some people will question that and say all my life, but no, I haven't been in politics all my life. It's 23 years. And I've known this young man for about that long. So I've known him practically since he was born. His family has known me since I was born. And so his family and I have a long bond together. We've known each other for many years. And not only that, on a personal basis, I know him, his mother who is here, his family, from a very good family. But not only on a personal basis, but I've worked with Etienne David Adorno. He worked with me my last year in the State Assembly, 2010. Since then, he has worked for Councilman Robert Jackson from Manhattan, and I have seen firsthand the dedication that he has, the energy and the enthusiasm that he brings to community service. And so not only, I didn't have to really encourage him, I mean, he came to me, but it was great to hear him say that he was willing to throw his hat in, that he was willing to participate, and that he wanted to be a part of this community and go to the State Assembly. And so as soon as he said that, I said, I'm there. Because the reality is that we need more young men and women like David. People who are for real. People who are not just political animals. People who are not, out there for scoring victories and losses, but rather people who care about the community. People who are from the community. As he has been raised here in this district in Woodhaven, 38th Assembly District, and now seeks to participate in the process of going to the State Assembly and be one of our elected leaders. I know this community can do great with him. He has the energy, the enthusiasm, will help us to bring better schools, because he's been a part of the public school system, will help us continue to fight back against crime and negative elements, and help us with bringing more affordable housing. He knows firsthand, because he has lived through many of these issues, again, with his family and his friends, many of whom are here today. And so I'm excited. I know everybody here is excited. He submitted over 3,000 signatures, okay? Over 3,000 signatures, okay? That's amazing. That is truly amazing. I have been running for office for 23 years, since 1989, the first time I ran for city council. And I have never seen an effort on the petition process like I saw in this campaign. This is amazing. It was a labor of love. It is an energy that will not stop with the petitions, that will continue, and that number cannot be challenged. That number will take them straight up to Albany, all right? Yes. Albany. So your next State Assemblyman from the 38th Assembly District, Etienne David Adorno.
Wow, is it hot out here or what?
Yes.
So first, let me just say good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'd like to thank the former State Assembly member Adam Powell for the lovely introduction. He never ceases to disappoint. Never disappoints me. Let me put it that way. And I want to thank everyone coming out on such a hot day. My feet right now are just burning, standing in the sun. But it's worth every minute of this comfort. And I also want to thank the members of the press for taking the investment of time and interest to come out here today to cover this, what promises to be a landmark campaign. Many of you know my name by now, and you probably know from all the text blasts, the phone calls, and of course this large banner hanging behind me. My name is Etienne David Adorno, and I've been a lifelong Woodhaven resident. And I don't plan on leaving. And, together, as a community, we are facing many challenges. The local civic groups that are working here have been facing these challenges and not gotten the support they need to adequately conquer these challenges. Nor is the current representation we have responsive to the needs of our neighborhoods. Diversity and our ability to work together has made New York one of the greatest cities in the world. Yet current leadership has failed to promote the strengths and advantages a diversified community has to offer. They are not looking out for the best interests of the people who trusted them and helped put them into office. We deserve better than being treated as second-class citizens. We are New Yorkers. We are taxpayers. And we expect and deserve first-class treatment and top-notch leadership. We deserve adequate policing so that our community is safe, and safe for ourselves and our families. An issue like this that can strike very close to home. Just the other night, for example, several youths were caught breaking into our family car right across the street from my house. Now, thankfully, the police were able to catch them in the act, but how many other cars are broken into without the perpetrators being caught? How many crimes in this local precinct area simply go unsolved or unreported? As an assemblyman for this district, I will fight for adequate funding at the community level to maintain and augment adequate patrol presence. I will work with the local precincts to enhance the relations between police officers and the neighborhoods they are responsible for. Now, while safety is a major issue, the very cost of owning and renting here in this district has come to the forefront as well. We deserve fair and equitable tax treatment to help keep affordable housing for us and for generations to come. In my entire lifetime living here, I have seen some of my closest friends move out of the district and some even out of New York State entirely. It's time to put a stop to the mass exodus. It's time we strengthen our middle class and pass comprehensive tax reform. It's time property taxes and water rates be capped and reduced. It's time that small businesses in the heart of our district get their sizable tax burden relieved. And it's time they get the support they deserve to thrive, hire local residents, and reinvest in our community. The focus of our educational system must be brought up to date so that future job seekers can compete in the modern marketplace and so that our citizens can adequately face the challenges of the modern world. Together we can accomplish this and so much more. Our youth have been engaging and productive, should be engaging in productive opportunities and after-school programs and during their leisure time. Together we can ensure this and build a community we can all be proud to call home. Together we can ensure that the services our seniors need for their rewarding lives during their golden years are achieved. And together we can clean up our community, giving a gift to ourselves and future generations of an environment free of litter and pollution. Together we can achieve whatever we put our minds to. Now I will work to promote a sense of cooperation and unity in our community as a representative ready to fight for what we believe in. We deserve a representative who is not just to a certain privileged few. We're talking here about true representation, the way our founding fathers envisioned it many years ago, reaching each and every one of us. Business as usual has no place in our community. A fresh, new perspective is within reach. We need someone who we can call on for help, not some mysterious entity far away in Albany. Someone who we can point to proudly and say, yeah, I know him. He's my assemblyman. Now, I know I'm not alone when I say that we're all tired of politics as usual and the broken political promises. It's always the same old drill with the same old candidate on the street, shaking hands, making promises, and then the same old disappearing act once the election is over. I'm here to tell you that after we win in September and in November during the general election, my campaign becomes a campaign for the people of Woodhaven and the great district of the 38th. A campaign to make sure Albany hears us, and not just hears us, but responds. I'm your neighbor, and in many cases, I'm your friend. And I'm here to give you true, responsive representation. I will follow through on the promises that I'm making here today. Unlike some other politicians whose idea of representation is smiling at a photo op. Like many of you, I have gone down from election cycle to election cycle, daring to hope for change, looking for someone to make a difference. Sadly, things have changed, but not for the better. Determined to get involved, I have joined local civic organizations and became a member of our local community board. But this was only the beginning. And with your help, I will be going to Albany to truly represent the people of Woodhaven and the district of the Great 38. With your help, we're going to take action on the issues that matter to you. It gives me great pleasure to announce my official candidacy for the New York State Assembly district seat of the 38th district. And with your help, we can really bring about positive change and set this district back on the right track. We have cleared the first hurdle in what promises to be a hardcore campaign. But friends, nothing in life that's worth it comes easy. This coming September 13th will be a critical day in the history of Woodhaven and the entire district of the Great 38 as we fight to replace the establishment candidate who sits comfortably in his Albany office. When I win the primary election on this upcoming September, the message will go forth throughout Woodhaven, the neighborhoods of this district, and Albany, that following our victory in November, we will begin the hard work of creating a more unified community with a renewed sense of pride. We need you to come out on September 13th and participate in this positive change, proudly saying that you took the first step in creating a new Woodhaven and new District 38. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here looking for an established politician conducting business as usual, this is the wrong event. I am not your guy. I'm just a community guy, just like you. And I am here to represent my community. I live here, and my destiny is to fight for each and every one of us. My friends, my family, my neighbors. Politics as usual is over. True representation is at hand. Yes. And it's a new day. A new era is about to begin, so let's do this together. Thank you. Yeah.
Questions, comments?
Yes, my name is London Reyes. I'm a journalism student at Lehman College, and since the MTA is a state agency, how are you going to respond to the MTA fare hike, cuts in service, as well as other MTA-related projects such as the J-Train nearby?
Well, being a city resident for my entire life and riding J-Train, I share a lot of the grievances that many of our residents share in regards to riding the trains, paying high fares, not getting adequate service. So as not only an assemblyman, but as a resident of this community, I will work my hardest to ensure that we get all the proper services, not just the services we're getting now, but even more if we can. And of course, everything has to be within the scope of the budget, and I will always try my best to make sure that the trains provide the service that we pay them to provide.
Yeah, I see you make it an express day train too. I'd love an express day train. That's 21 stops. Wow.
What political experience do you have in the community?
Well, I also am a member of the Woodhaven Resident Bloc Association. I've also worked with Adam on his assembly as well as his congressional campaign, and that's really what made me realize that I have a knack for these things, for working with people and really working with the community and helping local residents. And this was in northern Manhattan where I didn't even live. These are people that I've never met before, and yet I was able to help them and really create a connection. Because, you know, one thing I'll tell you is that people will not always remember what you say, but they will remember how you make them feel. And even though they may not remember my name in northern Manhattan, they certainly remember my face, and they remember the positive feelings that I gave them when they really needed help, whether it be for affordable housing, whether it be for trying to transfer their power of attorney for the elderly, whether it be that they needed not legal advice, but legal assistance, whatever the case may be.
Let me tell you, actually, I'm sorry, but I got to add to that. A lot of people do remember you in northern Manhattan. You know, like I said, I've known him on a personal basis. I've known his family. His family has known me since practically I was born. But more than the personal, I saw when he worked in my assembly office, beyond the political campaign, because he was there every day. When he worked in the assembly staff, dedication and energy and willingness to help people that, you know, yes, you are missed. People still remember you. And then beyond that, went to work for Councilman Robert Jackson for even longer, like a year and a half.
I'm still working. I'm on a leave of absence.
Exactly. And so his mark has been left, and will just be the beginning.
Why did you decide to make the State Assembly your first shot at public office?
Well, city council run is next year, and 2013 to me was a little bit too far off. As one of the reasons I really thought that this neighborhood in particular, Woodhaven, which is included in the entire district of the 30th district, it's actually the only district aside from Congress that encompasses the entire neighborhood that I've been living in all my life. And I figured, you know what? Now is the time. 2012 is the year. We really need to start making positive change now, and not just on the city level, but on the state level, because the state levels, as you know, supersede city laws. So we need to make sure that we pass legislation in Albany and make sure we have reform that affects not just the entire state, but also, of course, this city. And that's why I decided to run for State Assembly this year, not to mention that the representation currently in place, I feel, is not doing as good of a job as they should be. And I'm not saying that I'm the best person for the job. In such a diverse city, we have so many qualified people to do this job. The problem is they're not running. So out of the people that are running today, I feel that I'm the most qualified, the most passionate, and the most driven to get the job done.
Yes.
This district also includes a neighborhood that's been split into 5 or 6 assembly districts, and that's Richmond Hill. How are you going to service that neighborhood despite that notorious gerrymander?
So, just let the train. I've been saying throughout my entire campaign is true representation. And what I mean by true representation is representation for everyone in the district. Not only the people of Woodhaven, but of course the people of Ridgewood, Glendale, Ozone Park, and Richmond Hill. And despite the fact that Richmond Hill is split into 5 different assembly districts you mentioned, Ozone Park also is split, as is Ridgewood and Glendale. And even though they're split, I still want to not only work with the people in my district, but work with the assembly members that are also representing those other parts to make sure that we provide adequate services to everyone in the area. Because just because you don't live in my district doesn't mean I can't help. And even if that means I have to call the assembly person for you to tell them to contact you and make sure you get those services and follow up, then I will make sure to do that. Yeah. Any other questions?
Come on, Mike, give it your best shot.
Great. Remind everybody, it's Thursday, September 13th. The election was moved from Tuesday because it was 9/11, so it's now Thursday, September 13th. That's when we're going to get a new voice, great voice in Albany representing this area.
Yeah! Yeah!
Thank you all.
Can I have a question about jobs?
Anybody want water?
About
Let's go
jobs?
water.
About my job, can I
Come
have
on.
a question or not?
Is it a personal question or is it a question about jobs?
You'll be here for a few minutes. You want to
Yeah,
talk
if you want, we can talk afterwards. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Talk to him, talk to him.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah.
Habla español.
Sí, yo llevo aquí.
¿Me filmaste a mí? Mejor todavía.
Gracias, gracias.
Okay.
Sí se puede.
Mr. Paul.
Yes.
Usted está hablando de la unión, ¿no?
Ya no tuvimos más trabajo.
Depende de su compañía.
2012.
Boricua.
Same person that probably texted me at like 3 in the morning.
Llegué anoche de mis vacaciones.
Thank you.
Me llamas. Este es mi número. Y ahí está mi dirección de internet. ¿Ok? ¿Cómo usted te llama? María Esperanza, mucho gusto. Ok.
Okay.
I know my job.